some companies write something like, we take work very seriously. In the next line or next bullet point, it says something like, we party hard. So what does that mean? Should I pick your call on a Saturday because work is very important for me? Or should I cut your call because work-life balance is absolutely important?
What are the things that you should keep in mind when you decide to work with your friends on a startup?
There is a 100% chance that you'll integrate Razorpay faster than the pizza gets delivered to you. As of today, thanks to AI, every person can do the job of at least 3 more people.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a designer?
I didn't know what design was. All I knew was I can operate Photoshop in a very nice way. Startups are probably the only place where you get to do that.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Airtribe podcast. We have Chetty from Razorpay today. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks a lot.
The first question I wanted to ask is, when did you realize that you wanted to be a designer?
This is gonna take a long while. It was not a overnight decision, or neither was it something that was growing in me that, oh, one day I'm gonna become a designer and all of that. It was not that. It's a very silly story when I say it. So I come from a background where my dad's a professional photographer.
Okay.
So I used to help him in that entire artistic whatever work that he was doing back then. And a big part of photography is editing pictures. Right? That's where Photoshop came into the picture.
Yeah.
And being the techie in the house, the usual middle class story where one of your kids is a little more close to your computers, and then, right? So I just started tinkering with these tools on design, and I didn't know what design was. All I knew was I can operate Photoshop in a very nice way.
Okay.
Like if you were to give me a picture, I could replicate it from scratch. Like I was that pretty good. So when I went to Roorkee for my BTech, that's when it's so naive, right? Like I still consider myself to be very naive. This one day I came back from classes. In the hostel, I see a lot of commotion, a lot of people running around. And then I asked them what's happening. They said, we are preparing for our interviews for the official news magazine of IIT Roorkee. Watch out. I'm like, okay, what do you need to do for that? Someone said, can you write? No. Can you edit what's written? No. Can you talk to people and get money because the magazine has to run under finance? No, I can't do that. Can you do something on design? I'm like, yeah, maybe I can. So immediately I went back to my room, got my laptop out, did something out of thin air, randomly something. Went to the place where interviews were going on. Didn't even fill the form. Like there was a form that you have to fill, submit that I am so and so. I'm applying for a design position and watch out. Please consider. Nothing. Just went. I was so naive. Whoever is the design head back then, I'm like, chalo, this is what I know. Do you think I can work? This guy was like, yeah, that's very good. Chalo, come work. So that's how my interaction with design as a hobby started.
Okay.
Right? Then SDS Labs happened. So SDS is software development section in IIT Roorkee, started by Harshal, Shashank, and a few folks.
The co-founders of
Razorpay, right? So these folks are super seniors to me. So Harshal is 2 years senior to me. Shashank is 3 years senior to me. So they started something called as SDS Labs, and they started gathering people in the institute who had skills or who had, the interest to build software products.
Okay.
So that's how we got together.
And which year are we talking about right now?
So this was 20. Very interesting. SDS Labs was launched on 11/11/11/11/11. So 11th of November 2011.
Yeah.
At 11 a.m. in the morning on the 11th minute and the 11th second.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Somebody really timed it.
Yeah, they really timed it. So that's when SDS Labs was launched. And 2012 January is when, so the second semester is when you go and hire. SDS Labs had this ritual of hiring people, juniors, right? So in my second semester, which is January of 2012, is when hiring of SDS Labs happened and I got selected as a designer. So that's how my relationship with Harshal and Shashank also started there.
Okay.
My juniors who were in SDS Labs, who worked with me on design, they went to companies like Housing, Tiny Owl, etc. And then they came back after summers. And then you will not believe me, the questions that I had was, are you sure design as a job exists and they get paid? I thought this was a hobby. I was that naive back then.
Okay.
Right? So I had no clue that design as a profession exists. They get paid. There's huge startups who invest a lot. I have no clue.
What made you take that leap of faith that these two friends of mine and a couple of folks in the team, maybe I should just join and take a bet on my career?
I didn't take that decision. My friends took that decision for me.
Who were those friends?
Same, Harshal, Shashank. There's another very close friend of mine called Shashank Mehta. He was a part of Razorpay again.
Okay.
Early, core founding team. These were the folks who more or less took that decision for me or helped me make that decision. They were like, again, I'm using Hindi. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so they were like, क्या करेगा biotech करके? किसी लैब में पड़ा रहेगा, 2-3 पाइपेट्स के साथ इधर उधर खेलता रहेगा, क्या करेगा? Come here, come to Bangalore. Because by the time I was working for Razorpay, I worked alongside Harshal and Shashank on the YC presentation, on a few pitch decks here and there. Not the product, because back then the product was like kind of tiny.
More of a visual design and graphic design stuff. Some of the needs that they had. Some of that
stuff, the pitching, and was a part of the Slack channel. I was more or less a part of Razorpay, but when I got to know that this is a date when I have to quit IIT Roorkee and then move on, I had these two choices. I had multiple choices on design. I had two choices, either design or go to biotech, right? In design, I had multiple choices again. I had an offer from Housing, offer from a bunch of other companies, and then Razorpay. So the biggest decision was design versus biotech.
Okay.
So that my friends, again, thanks to them, these folks only, Harshal, Shashank Mehta, all of these folks helped me, pick that choice. And once I picked that choice, it was again a no-brainer for me, right? Like, because all my friends are going to Bangalore, they're working on something called as Razorpay. It's just natural that you just book your tickets, go there, you see. And we all together decided that 15th or 14th of May 2015 is when we'll all land in Bangalore. Then we'll see where life takes us from there. So Harshal, the early folks, Sagar Saxena, all of these folks flew into Bangalore somewhere around that time. 15th of May is when I decided. So my official joining date at Razorpay is 15th of May, but my association with Razorpay started like a good 6-7 months earlier.
Okay, understood.
So I celebrate 2 anniversaries at Razorpay. One, personally, मैं खुद को बधाई देता हूँ by come August, October time पे that I've finished 11 years. 15th of May every year is the official joining, which I celebrate properly.
Nice. What are the things that you should keep in mind when you decide to work with your friends on a startup?
Where things are a little uncomfortable is when the thing that you want to do versus the thing that, let's say, your friend, that friend could be a colleague or a manager or someone reporting into you, could be any of these 3 situations, right? The thing that they want to do is a little different, and then now you have to come to a conclusion, right? And that's one aspect. The other aspect is when something has happened and either you have to receive or give feedback, or they have to give or receive feedback, right? That's where things will get a little uncomfortable. Were things uncomfortable for me? I would say yes, but not to a point where it disturbed a lot of things for me at work, or otherwise. Like, I don't think it disturbed my friendship a lot either. Even today, I would say that I'm probably one of the privileged persons over here who is working with his best friends at work, right? Where like they're my managers, they're my colleagues, but they're also the people who will know when something's not going well in my life. They are probably the first ones to pick my call and then come for help.
If you had any advice for these designers to have, a more of a say at the decision-making table, what would be that?
Firstly, I don't like to put the entire accountability on just the designers, right? I think it's also about the environment. If let's say, firstly, the simple answer over here is ownership, right? The more designers and the design team feels like my job is to pick what the product team has told me, design something and ship it to the engineering team. This is more of a service-based talk. The more designers and design teams think as a service-based job is when they lose out on the ownership that they actually have to take on the product.
Yeah.
Right? So the simple answer is ownership. But for that ownership to be successful, designers themselves have to take up a lot more ownership. That means they have to do a lot of non-design work as well, which I'll come to in a while. But also the environment has to encourage designers taking that ownership. Now, coming to the non-design jobs that designers, I definitely think should do is wear the hat of an engineer, wear the hat of a product person. You know, why not write the PRD yourself or a section of the PRD, right? Or contribute in the product research. Why not sit with your engineer and just draw out the entire API design altogether, right? Why consume an API that's already been designed? Why not a partnership over there? Same goes for why not wear the hat of a marketing person and figure out the go-to-market strategies for the product that you're working on. And I'm sure you can talk about it at least. Why not wear the hat of a salesperson? Go sell the product that you've built. Or at least be in rooms where this product is being sold, right?
Do you think designers usually like to do this? Like particularly the last one that you said, sales.
See, I don't know
do they really want to go and talk to customers and ask them to buy a product?
See, to each their own, right? But I don't know if generally designers, if you were to stereotype or personify all designers in one umbrella and say, do they like to do it? I would not have an answer. But I've personally seen really successful designers have benefited a lot when they've done a lot of non-design stuff as well, right? Like I can take my own example over here, right? I think the reason why I'm able to have a very nice conversation with our marketing team is because I've interacted with them enough.
Yeah.
The reason why engineering team ke saath I'm able to have really good conversations and they do value my opinion when I'm giving it is because I worked with them, put on a hat as an engineer sometimes, right? The reason why a lot of sales, I love sales. And the amount of stuff that I've done with the sales team at Razorpay is insane. I would love to do all of it all over again, right? Like I was more or less on the speed dial for the sales team at Razorpay. Imagine a salesperson having a designer's phone number on the speed dial. You generally don't hear that stuff, right? But because of that, I was able to contribute a little here and there, and whatever skills that they had, I was able to benefit out of that. Same goes for customer support. Same goes for any other vertical, right? Like as a designer, as you grow, it's far more important for you to firstly do design and do your craft, be better at your craft and all of that, and a lot of soft skills and all of that. But I would put an equal importance to non-design work as well. And like go out a little, try all of these things as well. I would say that at a startup, you have this unfair advantage of opening any door that you can. I would say open it.
You're basically limited by your own agency. You see a problem. Do you want to think this is none of my business?
Nothing.
Or you want to go ahead and tackle it yourself? If you do it, the chances are you will be recognized.
And one of my favorite quotes is that, right? I don't know who said it. Maybe Paul Graham said it. Nothing is someone else's problem. And I love that quote.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. Like there are times when I go to Slack and in a huge thread, I just drop that as a bomb and then leave that thread. Nothing is someone else's problem. People find me annoying when I do that, but that's such a powerful statement. And startups are probably the only place where you get to do that.
Why did they decide to prioritize design? What was the core insight?
I think every product should be beautiful. Should be great to use. Right? Like just because something is a B2B product doesn't mean that all humans are using it correctly. By the end of the day, there is some person who's using your product.
Even if an enterprise is buying it, it's a user inside the enterprise who's going to use
some person who's dealing with a lot of things in their life, who has their own frustrations, and then uses the product, right? But this entire importance of design is actually come from both Harshan and Shashank. They are the ones. See, I'll be honest with you. Razorpay was not the first payments company in India.
Correct.
There were enough number of companies back then. We started in 2014ish, right? But then what worked for Razorpay, what didn't work for the other competitors is the way we challenged the status quo. We said the experience that people should get in Razorpay, both the businesses who are, signing up for a payment gateway, and the end users who are paying online. Right? Like the experience should, and the developers who are integrating Razorpay, right? Multiple users over here. All of them should have a fabulous experience. So that became our USPs. Those were the points that we primarily focused on. We in fact had a challenge. If you order a pizza and if you start integrating Razorpay, there is a 100% chance that you'll integrate Razorpay faster than the pizza gets delivered to you. And there are founders out there on Twitter who took that challenge, integrated Razorpay.
Which year are we talking about?
This was 2015.
15. Very nice.
The first year.
I didn't know about this challenge, but pretty fascinating.
Shashank personally tweeted this out as a challenge. And there are founders.
Any of those startups you can take the names of who actually did
I don't
that.
remember the exact details, but I do have those screenshots because I keep showing them once in a while in our internal town halls. I still think the tweet is somewhere out there where, people have ordered a pizza, started integrating Razorpay. Before the pizza arrived, integration is fully done and dusted, flawlessly, working amazingly well.
Domino's must have felt challenged.
So that's the thing, right? Like when you give that importance to user experience, magic happens. And the same went for our end user payment experience as well. We were probably, one of the first few folks who've introduced saved cards as a mechanism. Now tokenization and all has come to the picture, but back then, if you saved your cards with Razorpay on one business, any business who uses Razorpay, your payment experience would have been 100x better because you don't need to use, type in your card details again because we would have had it already. All safe again, right? There were no redirections. Everything opened up in an iframe. In fact, all of, most people, especially our age, will relate to this, right? Payment failures means a nightmare.
Correct.
You don't know payment, you don't know paisa cut hua, nothing at all. Like, you're just like, I hope the payment doesn't fail, right? With Razorpay, there was an instant retry option. And any money that got cut immediately would have been refunded. We were probably one of the first ones to came up with an option of instant refunds. That's something that's a norm out there right now in 2025, but we had it years ago where let's say you paid for something and then you raised a refund, within 10-20 minutes you would have gotten a refund with our instant refunds feature, right?
Unexpected Razorpay ritual that outsiders would not know about. What would be that?
Yeah, so this is something that we used to do a lot more early on. No matter what your designation is, no matter which role you're playing at Razorpay, you have to spend at least 4 hours or half a day per month at the customer support center. You could be the CEO of Razorpay. You have to go, there'll be a roster that will be published which very clearly defines that Chetty, coming Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m, it's your responsibility to handle customer care chat. So I had to go sit with the customer support team, actually answer calls, answer chat queries, and this was a very big thing that we used to do. And this ran for a very long time, and then we've become very large. So now every team has its own way of handling, becoming customer centric, right? So customer first is a value that we take very seriously. So even now, every team has figured out a way to become customer first. For example, all the senior engineers at Razorpay, they adopt businesses.
What does it mean?
That basically means, like, let's consider Airtribe as a client of Razorpay. One of the senior engineers will be in touch with you. So they'll adopt Airtribe.
Started as a founding designer to becoming a design leader, then heading culture. Now I think you are doing both culture and L&D at Razorpay. I'm very curious, why you took this kind of a path. There are maybe you are the only one I know in the ecosystem here in India at this point who actually took a trajectory like that. Why did you take this path?
I get this question a lot. So this happened like a good 2.5, 3 years ago. I am someone who absolutely loves it when I'm challenged with new stuff very often. Like one of the reasons why, I started angel investing with Marshot, as well as I advise startups, is also because every day it's a new problem.
Not a lot of people know this, by the way. I decided, let me not head the team. Let me become an IC designer.
Okay.
Let me get my hands dirty. I've tried that for 3-4 months, but didn't work out for me. So I had 4 or 5 different options that I was thinking. One was I was very interested in marketing. And our marketing head right now is one of the best folks that I worked with. His name is Apur Sethi. I was like, maybe I can work alongside Apur in something. I don't know what. I just wanted to work with someone like that. There's another thing that I was imagining, which was maybe Razorpay should have a pure R&D team. Pure labs sort of a team. We have now, by the way. But back then, like 3-4 years ago, I was like, maybe there should be a team of a couple of PMs, maybe a couple of designers and a couple of engineers.
That's it, very lean team, right? Less than 6-7 people. And we pick up problem statements which are absolute moonshot. We'll pick them, we'll solve for them. Once they get to a certain stage, we hand it over to a different team. If they're successful, we'll hand it over to a different team. If they failed, we'll probably sunset it and then we'll go on to a new problem. So I love that early stage startup energy. I absolutely love that. It's exhausting, but it gives me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Right? So that was another thing that I wanted to explore. Culture was another thing, etc., etc. In all of this, somewhere Harshal also thought that's a good role for me. He said that there's a big problem statement.
What was the problem statement?
Problem statement is how do you uphold what we've had from a culture standpoint, and how do you keep building it as we grow forward? So somewhere in 2016 or 2017, I, along with Ayush Bansal, who's currently the general manager of the banking function at Razorpay, the Razorpay X vertical, he and I together started something called as a voluntary culture committee. Back then we were less than 100 people.
Okay.
So we started this culture committee where we drafted the culture values at Razorpay. We drafted the rituals against these values. We more or less acted as the eyes and ears of the organization. So I ran that team for a good 5+ years. A voluntary team. People who had a full-time job at Razorpay, you could be an engineer, a marketer, a salesperson, someone else, who was interested in running Razorpay's culture, were a part of this voluntary team.
Your story is very unique in the sense that this company had a voluntary community like this, and it eventually evolved to a function like this, which you also, took up as a responsibility to lead.
Yeah.
But in most other companies, that's not the case, and like many companies which I know, they have evolved the HR teams or HR function into more of a people and culture or talent and culture, where they have given more responsibilities and expanded the scope and made things a little more transparent, even to the team, that this is what HR function at this company will look like, including at Airtribe. So I think two different paths. But as long as the outcome is there.
Yeah, exactly. So let me probably tell you the way, things happen at Razorpay that probably can answer something, right? So we have a very strong HR team. HR team as of today takes care of HR BP, which is basically business partnering with your leaders, people operations, and then talent acquisition. Right? They're very 3 super strong functions and are handled by absolutely amazing people at Razorpay. I come into the picture where I partner with HR team for a lot of things. For example, the leadership report that I've told you about, while I'm gathering insights, a large part of those insights actually come from the HR team. They're on the ground, they are the folks meeting people. And a large part of these insights actually see the light of the day because I'm partnering with the HR team and then putting that accountability on the leaders. So over there, again, partnership comes into the picture. So that's how things work at Razorpay.
What is an L&D team? What is their core focus? And should every company have an L&D team? How does it help?
Generally, companies start an L&D team as an enablement team. For example, let's say there is a huge company out there which has a big enough sales function, right?
Yeah.
Teach them sales, how do you do it? Teach them the product, what should be sold, etc., etc. Generally, they put up an L&D team. Right? But we at Razorpay, I run it a little differently. My fundamental goal over here is, so people at Razorpay are called as razors. We funnily call each other as razors. That's a moniker that we have, right? And we fundamentally believe that Razorpay will only grow when razors grow, right? I'll give a classy example on this. Let's say I'm a designer and I learned something on design over the last weekend. Am I growing as a designer? If I learn something new?
Yes.
If I'm growing as a designer, my design team will also grow because I'm going to teach them.
If you're going to teach them.
If I have a good enough team, I'm going to obviously teach them and then they're going to grow as designers. If designers at Razorpay are growing, we're building better products.
Yes.
If you're building better products, customers are loving our products.
Yes.
More revenue is coming into the picture.
Yeah.
Because of the revenue, maybe we raise another round or valuation grows. Or let's say IPO grows, goes in a even more successful fashion.
Yeah.
Razorpay grows because of all of this. So if you take that equation backwards, for Razorpay to grow, it was absolutely important for Chetty to grow as a designer.
Yeah.
Right? So the job of the L&D team is to help every single person at Razorpay grow. Growth could be anything. Growth could be I want to learn something on AI. Growth could be something around, I'm not able to manage my conversations better with my cross-functional teams. Growth could be I'm about to become a people manager. I'm an IC. I don't know how to do things or teach me to become a better manager. Growth could be I'm already a people manager. I'm about to become a middle manager or I'm about to become one of the top leaders in Razorpay who has to handle some 100 people or 200 plus people in Razorpay now. Growth could be I'm in engineering. I want to become a marketing person. Teach me something. I'm in marketing. I want to become something as a designer. Teach me something, right? I will take any problem statement. My goal as an L&D head at Razorpay is to help people grow.
So, Chetty, from your experience, what do you think is the mistake that most startups make when it comes to building great culture? What should they not do at all?
See, most startups don't have values figured out. And in fact, do this exercise for me, right? Like once, let's say, our discussion is done. Go through a few companies, right? Go through their career pages. You will see their values written down, right? So some companies write something like, we take work very seriously or something similar, right? And the same line, in the next line or next bullet point, it says something like, we party hard. So what does that mean? Like, does that mean that should I pick your call on a Saturday or no? Should I pick your call on a Saturday because work is very important for me? Or should I cut your call because work-life balance is absolutely important and, I should party hard? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, there are conflicting values that are written. That shows a sign that these are just picked up somewhere. There was not much of a research that was done and these look fancy and they were picked up.
Any particular view on how the role of a designer or a PM look like in this AI-driven world now? Like they had to do a lot of hard stuff which now can be delegated to AI. So what is it that they should focus on going forward to stay relevant?
I wouldn't just count this as only for designers and PMs, by the way. I will say it for everyone, right? As of today, thanks to AI, every person can do the job of at least 3 more people. Simple. I'll give you something, right? As of today, if my mails are written by AI, I'm probably saving 1 hour every day.
Yeah.
If my tasks are pruned by AI, probably I'm saving another half an hour over there. any thoughts that I have, if I have to articulate them better, if AI is doing it, I'm probably saving another 1 hour of my time, right? All the reports that I've talked to you about, analyzing all of that data and sending it easily would have taken me a week or so, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
But all of that is fully automated now at Razorpay. I don't even have to click a button. It all goes on, comes in, gets analyzed, send it to the leaders also, right? So I've built all of that. What is that letting me do is, it's given me enough time to think about even more larger problem statements in life, right? So if I'm able to automate a lot of mundane work, I can invest that time into something absolutely important for Razorpay.
Yeah.
That's the logic that we have at Razorpay, right? Very clearly, every single town hall, every single newsletter that a leader sends at Razorpay, we are very clear in what we are saying. AI is not going to replace your job. Someone using AI is going to definitely replace your job.
Fully agree.
So every team has to appoint AI champions. Every single team. Like I have 2 people under the sales team who are AI champions. I have 2 people on the solutions team who are AI champions. Right? It's not just
what
about
do these champions do?
These are the folks who have to figure out what are the mundane activities that the team is wasting time as of now.
Yeah.
And how can we automate that with AI?
Either they do it themselves or they get it automated with the help of other teams.
They have to do it themselves. They have to learn it on their own.
Okay.
The amount of stuff that Razorpay has done when it comes to AI enablement is insane. I don't think I've personally come across any other organization, again, completely my personal opinion over here. I think what Razorpay has done with AI enablement is absolutely insane. I have a bunch of sales folks who are using Cursor to build applications internally.
Very nice.
They have no clue how DevOps system works. They have no clue how databases work, but they've built things which are working and have automated a lot of mundane work already. Forget that. I run hackathons at Razorpay very regularly. So in the recent AI hackathon that I've done, generally hackathons are dominated by engineers.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's consider anyone participates. Even then, the top 5 teams are engineers.
Yeah.
The ones who will win are engineers. So I had top 5 in the recent AI hackathon. Only one of them was in the engineering team. The rest of the 4 teams, one is a customer support team, one is a business development team, one is the HR team, one is the sales team, and one is the customer support team.
Okay.
Guess who won?
Not an engineer for sure.
The customer support team won the hackathon.
Okay. And that's the thing with AI these days,
Everyone's a builder.
Everyone can build. Yeah,
Everyone's a builder.
It starts with the mindset.
Right?
It's a great time to be,
absolutely.
a builder.
Yeah.
And I think, unlike a few years ago, now it doesn't really matter whether you're an engineer, designer, or PM.
Yeah.
Everyone can build, and one more interesting thing that you said was, every single person can do the job of 4 people now.
Yes.
And admitting that is very important.
Yeah. I'll give an example. Product team has built something called as a product spec reviewer. It has the persona of our CPO. The bot.
Killen.
Yeah. Right? So earlier product leaders used to review product specs that were written. Now, if I'm a product manager, I have to write my spec. There is a spec bot as well, which will help me write my spec. Irrespective, I have to write my spec. I have to. It's a Google Doc plugin, the product spec reviewer, right? Like bot Killen or whatever, right? It'll review my spec. It'll highlight areas which are not good. It is trained on the good, medium, and bad product specs that were written in Razorpay. Only when my review score is high, a certain threshold, is when my product spec is ready for a human reviewer. For example, I personally built this for the customer support team, by the way. So we've built a interview bot. So anyone who's applying for the role of customer support agent, they have to fill a Google form. It's a very simple solution. Doesn't have a lot of tools also involved. So on the Google form, they basically answer a few questions here and there, and then they have to upload a couple of audio files, reading a sentence or answering a particular case study in their own voice, right? All these audio files are sent to Gemini and they're analyzed, and then there is a score that is sent. So the first round of interviews is all done by AI.
You talked about interviewing people for customer support role.
Interviewing people for customer support
That's where
role. Yeah.
No.
It's an interview bot.
And you said product also. Which is what Killen shared recently on LinkedIn, and I saw it.
Yeah. The first round is with AI.
Yeah.
And when you cross that is when you actually have a human interview.
Basically, the principle here is if something can be done by AI, do it with AI.
In a better way and a faster way, why not?
Yeah,
For example, I'm currently building sales assessments.
There is no reason to fight it.
Yeah. When I get time, I do it. For example, the customer support.
Which tools do you use?
It's a very simple. So I use N8 a lot. I use Cursor also a lot, and I'm a huge fan of ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. because I have an executive coach who I built myself. I have a therapist who I built myself. I have a doctor who I built myself with a lot of system prompts, and I have a brainstorming personality who I built myself. I have a Harshil Mathur also who I built myself. Before meeting Harshil for something important, I brainstorm with Gemini.
So it was nice chatting with you today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this opportunity.
We look forward to learning more from you.
Would love to. Thanks. Yeah.